We're at the BNBL Championships at the very end of the summer.
This is actually the game I'm looking forward to of the three tonight. This is probably the most even game going into it.
Are you kidding me?
We've seen him do that
Maurice works. Nice move to the basket there for the showstoppers.
To have those long arms and really good hands, it's a major advantage.
Oh, bring it down the house! What a game here in the girls 15-under division. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Perkins Community Center in Dorchester as we open up our coverage of the 2018 Boston Neighborhood Basketball League season. Tonight, we got a boys 18 and under game between the Lee School and Rox Star 119. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. Alan, we're in the summer months. It's always hot in the gym, and it's always hot on the basketball court. We got a lot of players and teams and kids from the city playing Boston neighborhood basketball here in the BNBL. It's always a lot of fun.
Always is, and it makes sense that we start here at the Lee School because they're 18 and under teams, I should say. They always have competitive teams. They've won the last 3 championships from BNBL in their division. So Eric Bradshaw just has sort of a machine going in terms of younger players wanting to move up and play their entire BNBL careers here at the Lee School.
No question. You also look at their roster, and they have a lot of players from that state championship Tech Boston team. So a winning tradition with this program.
Oh, it really is. This is one of the more popular community center gyms in terms of recreation basketball, after-school programs for younger kids, and Lee School's right next door. So over the years, it's just be sort of a magnet for players who really want to test their games, hone their skills, and really become better at higher levels, high school, and then hopefully on to college.
We've certainly seen a lot of their players move on to that level. Guys like A.J. Reeves, David Mitchell we'll see tonight. He's going to Brown next year. So a lot of players that are moving on to that college level come out of this site. Now for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Takora McIntyre, who's got an update for us. Takora, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. I spoke to Eric Bradshaw before the game, and he said he's really looking forward to tonight. Apparently, it's a rival game. The Rox Stars beat the Lee School in a tournament outside over the weekend. The Lee School is the 4th-time winning champion, and the Rox Stars are coming in looking for vengeance. Back to you guys.
Takora, thanks very much. And anytime a team, these two teams just played a couple of days ago, and Rox Star got the win over the weekend in a separate tournament. Now you're playing this team in the BNBL. I mean, you got to think Lee School.
A lot of emotion. Oh, definitely. A lot of emotion. Plus, they're playing basically at home.
That's
what
right.
They consider home, right?
Yeah, it should be a fun one here at the Perkins Community Center. Looks like we're just about set to go. Behind us here for the boys 18 and under division in the Boston Neighborhood Basketball League. We got the Lee School in the light blue jerseys. Rox Star 119 in the yellow jerseys. And as we mentioned, a lot of players that we are familiar with from the high school season are on both these teams. Lee School's got a lot of players from the Tech Boston squad that won the Division II state championship back in March. Alan Nunez, Lyron Bennett, Shamar Browder, to name a few. And then on the other side, you have some players that we're also familiar with. Quincy Taylor out of Brighton, who we've seen play basketball and football. Seems like for forever. Melvin Cuevas, a very good scorer from Fenway High School, is also over there. So we get a few guys that we're very familiar with. It's going to be fun to watch these guys in the BNBL.
And what's unusual about this particular site, just about every summer at BNBL, it attracts very high-level teams in the same division. Like we've as a matter of fact, one of the championships that Lee School had, they ended up playing their own against one of their own schools from the same teams from the same site. So it's a little unusual, but that's the tradition, sort of the history each summer here at the Lee School.
Yeah, I remember covering that game. We kept saying Lee School 1 and Lee School 2 coming
right,
at it.
Exactly.
But always a lot of talent coming out of this site. And like you mentioned, that's why they've won 3 or 4 BNBL championships in that boys 18 and under division.
You mentioned David Mitchell on his way to Brown. His father actually came by a little before the game, and he was saying that Brown came after David when he was after his sophomore year. So once David visited and a couple of times really liked it down there, it was sort of a done deal. A lot of times high-level players will have 2 or 3 sort of top choices that they're considering, but it seemed like it was pretty easy for young David.
I'm sure also once you hear Ivy League, that's pretty much, you're pretty much
Right.
good to go.
You have that, exactly. You have that kind of offer, school, have the course of study that you want, and relatively close to home, just down in Rhode Island. So
very easy drive from Boston down to Providence. So I'm sure a lot of folks from around here who know David will be heading down there to watch him at Brown.
No doubt about that.
At their home games. Mentioned in the past two, last year A.J. Reeves was on this Lee School team. He's now, I believe, at Providence College. So you got two guys down in Providence that are Division I athletes out of Boston. We are underway here at the Perkins as Rox Star 119 controls the opening tap. And it's poked away there by the Lee School. Here comes Jamar Browder, who got it knocked away on the fast break.
A lot of quickness out there for both teams. The steal by Mitchell. They had 3 steals in the first 30 seconds.
Cuevas gets it poked away by Lyron Bennett, and that'll stay with Rox Star. Running time here in BNBL up until the final minute.
Little 2-3 zone for Lee School in the light blue.
That's going to stay with Team Rox Star.
One thing about running time, coaches can stay as long as they want with the starting players because it's not an issue of too much time on the floor.
Browder on the break scores the first basket of the ball game. Three-pointer on the way and off the back rim for Team Rox Star. Here comes Lyron Bennett now with it for the Lee School. Nice drive,
strong
and up
drive
and in
to the right
for Edwin. Edwin Ezedamwin with that nice drive. 4-0 Lee School on top here in the opening 2 minutes. Quincy Taylor trying to squeeze it inside. Tap in no good from Taylor. Corner three off the mark. That time from Brian Desire, but it'll stay, I believe,
a little hold in the rebound action, so Rox Star will keep it. Still trying to get their first points after 2.5 minutes of play.
Yeah, they've had some good looks so far, but nothing's gone down. They see Eric Bradshaw, head coach of the Lee School. Another foul inside on the Lee School.
Yeah, it's like a trapping 2-3 zone, so a lot of times the ball collapses whenever Rox Stars are trying to penetrate with the dribble. They get double teamed.
That time an air ball from Rox Star, so Lee School will get it back. Rox Star off to that slow start. Moses Flower is unable to hit that one.
You can tell the teams are pretty evenly matched, even though it's a low-scoring first few minutes, 4-0 for Lee School. Like you were saying in the open, the familiarity of just having played a few days ago.
Yeah, you see defensively, both teams seem to kind of know each other's moves already after playing each other. Good offensive rebound, poked away by Browder, and then that's going to be a foul on Rox Star.
Reaching foul and attempt to steal. You're right, Pat. Rox Stars have had a couple of good looks that just didn't go down, but then they'll struggle whenever they try to penetrate to the basket.
Browder, top of the key, trying to find an opening. David Mitchell with the jumper off the back rim. Cuevas gets it poked away, but that goes.
Yeah,
Not sure who that was off of yet. It must have been off of the Lee School. I think Coach Bradshaw called a timeout here with 15:22 left to go in the first half. Actually, it was Coach Reed from Rox Star calling a timeout.
Yeah, it was 2 deflections. The official's talking about it now. The underneath official just didn't see it, so Billy Owens at half court will have to make the call. Eric's upset about the defense. He really thinks his team should not be giving up any open shots. I mean, they have enough length on the baseline with Javon Jones and David Mitchell. So the guys up top, he wants them to continue to press and to double team. The ball does go back to Lee School.
You talk about defense too. You have this many guys from that Tech Boston team who thrived off of good defense to win the state title.
Yeah.
There you got Shamar Browder and Lyron Bennett, who were both starters on that team, who were very good at ball pressure. Deep three, well off the mark, but Javon Jones comes away with the rebound. Bennett now with a mid-range jumper, no good. Mitchell there for the flush.
Tough break that time. Quincy Taylor actually overjumped that one, missed the ball, left Taylor for a wide open shot. We got a 3-second violation on Taylor. Tough start for Rox Star 119. They haven't scored yet, and here we have, let's watch, see this Taylor right there, just lost to try to keep it in play, and Mitchell just able to get the easy dunk.
Browder.
Gonna be a push.
Looks like that's on Quincy Taylor. Mitchell going to work against Taylor. That time a good job defensively by Quincy.
Good defense on the baseline. Yeah, Taylor, like we mentioned, he played football and basketball for what, three seasons of varsity football and basketball. So even though he looks lean, he gets the physical strength.
He's very strong for a wiry kind of guy. Quincy mentioned before the game he's going to New England College next year. I'm guessing he'll play football there.
I remember during the football season, I asked him, does he have a preference, football and basketball? He says he likes them both equally.
Yeah.
So,
you know, his teams have been very successful on both football field and the basketball court. So he's had good high school experiences in both sports.
Yeah, it looks like the Rox Star 119 team is just totally out of sync for whatever reason. They do have 4 players on the bench. I'm not sure how many players they're missing, but.
And that goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Rox Star 119.
That full court pressure by Lee School got the deflection.
Three-pointer from the corner off the front rim.
Another one of those open looks. Just won't go down.
Yeah, Richard Burton trying for that one.
It's good to see Javon Jones healthy. A nice long three in the corner.
And that three is good from number 9, Edwin Ezedamwin. His second basket of the game. And another turnover. Here comes Ezedamwin over to Jones. Javon reverse lay-in, no good. And that will stay with the Lee School.
Yeah, we just talked about Rox Star's having a tough start, so they're going to the bench. They're going to bring in 3 new players.
No good off the backboard was Jones. Now it's Donwin, top of the key. Browder on the drive, gets the basket and the foul.
That's that quickness you were talking about, Pat. He usually used it defensively, but that time, good, strong right-hand step. Watch the first step right there, got him freed up. The reach-ins, the foul, still continued to the hoop. This is really a disaster for this Rox Star team. You mentioned some revenge, right? This first, 9 minutes, all Lee School.
Yeah, they're wasting no time to exact that revenge on this team.
Full court pressure. For some reason, when the double team comes, the Rox Star players continue to try to dribble through it, and they're always getting the ball deflected away. I'm not sure if they were having success with that over the weekend, possibly, but it's not working here.
Another substitution, Quincy Taylor heads to the bench for Rox Star.
Now they're going to a very small team. Yeah, push off on.
I think Moses Flowers might be called for the push there on the inbound pass. As Donwin going to head to the bench. Ito Hickaman now in for the Lee School as Browder hits another floater inside the paint. Browder now leads all scorers with 8, and it's a 15-0 lead for the Lee School. Now they're in a full court press. Once again, three-pointer doesn't fall for the Rox Stars. Mark James tried on that one.
Yeah, we're seeing Mitchell, even with that good size of his, able to handle the ball. You're on the Rox Stars team. This is one of those games you hope your girlfriend didn't come to. They're down 15-0, haven't scored here in the first 11 minutes.
Alan Nunez, no good on that one. Hickaman, no good on the putback. Another turnover. Yeah, Lee School got a little too fancy that time, so that'll go back to Rox Star, 1-1-9.
Well, they knocked it out. Yeah, they actually got a hand on it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I mean, the offensive rebounds have been totally Lee School, outside shooting, driving to the basket. Another deflection and steal.
Inside, Jones, reverse lay-in, no good. Putback is good from David Mitchell. Good look inside, but it gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Rox Star, 1-1-9.
Lee School timeout as Rox Stars will try to talk this over. Still looking for their first point of the game. This is the last thing we expected with this type of matchup.
17-0 lead right now for the Lee School. And, Rox Star 1-1-9, they're getting some open jumpers. But it seems like anytime they try to go to the paint, there's just no way to get a shot off.
It seems to me that they, like I said before, they probably had some success over the weekend when they played with the dribble drive and the penetration. But that's not happening tonight at all. I mean, I don't know if Lee School is, with this 2-3 zone, has just decided to collapse on the ball wherever it goes. That's what we're seeing, and the number of steals is been outrageous here in the first half.
One player that is on the Rox Star roster who I don't see yet tonight is Terrence Clark. We saw him last year in the 15 and under division come out of this side as well, and very talented player he is. So I'm sure that definitely hurts this team.
Okay.
They finally get their first basket inside, scoring underneath.
Coming
Rockstar.
off the bench.
We'll see if that gets Rockstar going here before halftime. Now we get a turnover by Browder, so that'll go back to Rockstar. We'll see if they can build upon a good defensive possession.
On that travel.
Lyron Bennett coming back in for the Lee School.
Well, that's Dominic. He changed his shirt. He had 5 on earlier.
Good swing out to Jones, and he's short with the jumper.
I think it seems like the Rockstar players are they have this score in their head because they have the smaller team out there should be a little quicker, and then that's just not getting too many loose balls.
Melvin Cuevas back in for Rockstar. Nunez, and they're going to not count the basket. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Much to the dismay of Alan Nunez.
That's actually a nice drive. Looks like it could have been a continuation. Didn't dribble again.
So I think Allen's now shooting a 1-and-1 for the Lee School. Nunez knocks down the second. And now Coach Reed wants to call a timeout. Rockstar, they got their first basket, but down by 17 here with 5:26 left to go in the first half.
Not a whole lot to say. I mean, Lee School, both ends of the floor. The deflections and steals have led to easy baskets. They're good outside shooting. And like I said before, the offensive rebounding has just been dominant. Not just actually on the backboard, but getting loose balls out beyond the foul line. I just don't understand why the Rockstar players, the smaller, quicker players, aren't getting to some of those balls first.
And they certainly have guys who can score the basketball too. You got Melvin Cuevas, who we saw in that state tournament game for Fenway, who can take it to the hoop, can also knock down shots. So they certainly have players who can score, but it's just been such a tough sledding here in the first half.
Playing like the shell shock right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't expect to go down double digits in the first 4 or 5 minutes, which is what happened. But at the same time, you got to sort of dig in and figure out your own offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 steals so far for Lee School, none for Rockstar, which that pretty much sums things up, even without looking at the score. Again, full court zone pressure. It's going to be a reach in and a foul.
Nunez gets a steal. That time he was fouled by Cuevas. Yeah, this Rockstar team just looks flat. I don't know. Sometimes when you beat a team and then you come back and play them a couple days later, you're maybe overconfident. But
I mean, if it's it's BNBL, you're pretty much going to see the same players. So I don't know why.
And it's the defending BNBL champs.
Yeah.
We got another substitution here for Rockstar. Quincy Taylor coming back in along with Byron Desire.
Well, the coaches have tried to shuffle guys in and out for the Rockstars, but no combinations really clicked at all.
And Nunez knocks down the first.
He's always been a good free throw shooter.
There was so many seniors departing the Tech Boston Bears. Allen, and I believe Shamar Browder is just a junior coming into this upcoming season. Those are 2 guys that are probably going to have to pick up the scoring load for the Tech Boston Bears.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit of a different team this year.
And we're going to foul at half court. That's going to be on Edo Hickman.
Made a point to me before the game. Don't forget the O on Edo. See, this dribbling is difficult because it's like a man-to-man out top, even though it's a 2-3 zone. For some reason, Rox Star seems like they're holding the ball a little too long, and when the teammates open, they're waiting a split second to pass the ball.
Cuevas looking for an opening now, back up top to Flowers. And once again, it's poked away by Mitchell.
More of the same. It's almost just like you draw it up on a chalkboard. And the guy tries to dribble, tries to penetrate, collapse, and knock the ball away.
Nice drive there from Quincy Taylor, but he couldn't put it down.
Tough break on that one. Yeah, that was just bad luck. Yeah, nice drive, put up softly. The rim just spit it out.
And you see the frustration from Quincy. I'm sure it's shared by the rest of his team here as they're down by 21 with 2:20 left to go here in the first half. David Mitchell now at the free throw line. I believe Coach Reed might have just gotten a tech. Either Reed or somebody from the Rox Star bench, I think.
One of the players came out of the game and said something. Just make this go from bad to worse.
So Mitchell knocks down those 2 free throws. Now Javon Jones.
Right. Mentioned Javon earlier. He had a foot problem 2 summers ago. And missed. He actually missed the championship game because he had a cast on. And last year he was able to play, but it's good to see him. Good to see him fully healthy again. I think both teams are surprised, Pat, because there's no way the Rox Stars thought they, start out this poorly. And also, I don't think that Lee School would thought it would be so seemingly easy. I mean, they're just deflecting the ball, getting steals, getting layups. When they're in the half-court set, move the ball around, get open threes, and hit them. Offensive rebounds, putbacks. It's almost like a practice drill.
Right.
Like the first team against your third team, right?
Right. Yeah, it's like when the varsity scrimmages the JV during one of your practices.
You go through the regular basic drills. I mean, it's just very, very frustrating.
And one thing that's helped Lee School is they've gotten a lot of steals and turnovers that have created into easy points. You haven't seen that from this Rox Star team
at all. And like I said, I'm surprised because they have some quick players.
With 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. We'll see if Rox Star can go on some kind of run, maybe create some turnovers, try to get it back to within striking distance.
The Rox Stars on a straight man-to-man now.
Bennett, tough drive for Lyron Bennett.
That was just a quickness matchup, tough one for the Rox Stars.
Flowers on the drive, lost it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Rox Star.
Yeah, went off Mitchell's foot. But again, trying to force a drive, get collapsed on, nothing there.
Flowers lining up a three.
Yep.
Excuse me, that's Byron Desire knocking down the three.
Open shot.
And a steal there from Taylor.
Taylor.
Here comes James over to Desire. Good swing. Another three. That one off the mark. Quincy with the rebound. Desire with another three. That one off the back rim. Mitchell up to Bennett. Lyman with a nice jumper.
Good baseline shot. Create an open shot.
James gets bumped on the sideline by Alan Nunez. And now James will head to the free throw line. Folks,
I tell you, when you look out there, Pat, Rox Star, the Ross has some really good players.
Yep.
I'm really wondering how many times they've even been down 25 on any teams.
Right. Are they used to this kind of game?
You know Quincy Taylor's not.
Oh, yeah. On the football field or the basketball court.
Brighton had that tough loss on football.
That's true. That's St. Mary's game.
But still, I mean, even mentally it's difficult when you're used to being a very competitive team. I mean, the football had a tough ending, but I'll tell you, when the night we went out in basketball, the state tournament game out in Arlington, that was one of the most fun games we had all season.
That was a phenomenal game.
Back and forth, back and forth. Brighton had to fight back a few times and finally win it in the end, which Quincy Taylor was a big part of that.
No question. I think he was, Gerard Clark was our MVP. It was between the two big guys in that game.
Right.
They really took that game home for the Bengals. And Nunez loses it in the backcourt, so that'll go back to Rox Star here with 32 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, there's no shot clock on BNBL. Actually, Lee School was trying to just wind out the first half, but Nunez just mishandled it. So that's what you got to do. If you penetrate, you got to kick it out. See if your teammate can hit a shot.
Heck of a block inside by Esadamwin against Quincy Taylor. On the other end,
block. Oh, get you back. So let's see. That's the block from Taylor.
It looked like Edo might have got caught underneath the hoop.
So it's going to be. Looks like it's going to be bonus free throws. Interesting. You mentioned Taylor going to New England College. There already are a few Boston players out there. They got a couple of kids from Cathedral who were freshmen this past season. And one of the Brighton players is out there. So I think Quincy's going to feel pretty familiar. I think the officials want to calm Eric down a little bit.
And right now it's Coach Reed calming Eric down.
Well, it looked. I'm wondering, before the game, when the Rock Stars were giving out their uniforms, their shirts rather, there was a player talking to Coach Reed, and Coach Reed asked for his ID. So I'm wondering if Eric Bradshaw's challenging the player. I'm not sure, 30-8. I'm not sure why you would.
Sure, why would you do it at this point?
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure why Coach Reed would get so upset. Well, he has a. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Whatever, it got worked out. We're back to free throws.
And still some tough luck there for the Rock Star.
Okay, now we get a technical foul. See, the problem with a big score like this is you get too emotional because both teams, I think, rightfully so, expected to have a close game. Well, hard fought, but it's turned into an early blowout and just a lot of back and forth. Not sure what's going on with the sideline at all, but it's. Got Flowers trying to get an extra free throw.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's looking for.
Well, what happened was on the first shot, he actually took the ball from the referee's hands and shot it, but while the referee was still in the lane. So you're supposed to be out of the lane and give him the ball.
Right.
Because you see, Flowers missed the first one, so he thought he made the second one and wanted to get a third shot.
Well, it's week 1 in the BNBL.
You sure tell that, right? For everybody, coaches, officials, players. There's no way we expected this kind of score at halftime.
No, not with these two teams. Another tough drive that ends in a turnover. Now back to Bennett. Lyron go to the fast break.
The entire half.
So Lyron Bennett actually scored the last 8 points for the Lee School. The last 4 field goals for the Lee School.
I'll tell you,
and on that run, and it's right now it's a 23-point lead. This
game has the entire gym shaking their heads
right.
at halftime. I mean, everybody's stunned. You think, okay, you look at who's playing. You say, let me go down there and catch part of it. But they might lose a bunch of this crowd at halftime.
Yeah, no question. Not necessarily the best half that the Rox Star wanted to come up with there. And anytime you play one of these Lee School teams and you make a lot of mistakes like that, they're going to make you pay.
You talked about easy hoops. I mean, 30-something points. At least 20 of them came on deflection, block shot, steal, runaway, layup. They did make a couple of threes, but most of the points, I'd say at least 20 of their points, just guessing, came with the easy layups, uncontested on fast breaks.
Sure, and then you also see the Lee School taking advantage. They're also knocking down their free throws. I think they've only missed one, so they're certainly taking advantage of all their opportunities here in the first half. Now our sideline reporter, Takora McIntyre, has got an interview with one of the coaches over near the bench. So Takora, take it away.
All right, I'm joined here with Coach Cliff. Coach Cliff, the tension's very high. What are you telling your players to stay motivated?
Just keep working hard. Don't give up. It's our first game, so just keep working hard. Don't give up. Don't give up on each other. Play unselfish. But this is our first game. They've been playing with each other for a while. We beat them this weekend in the championship game in the tournament, so they're a little excited. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
What do you think your team needs to do in the second half?
Just play a little harder. Just play a little harder. That's it. Just play a little harder.
All right. Thank you, Coach Cliff. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Takora. And, Coach Reed probably just doesn't really have many words. I mean, like he said, they got to play a little harder. I think they did come out flat, and I think that's why you saw that early.
I mean, I don't understand how you can come out overconfident against a Lee School team, but you're right. I think that's what we saw some of that with their not reacting to loose balls, not getting any steals, while Lee School got 9 steals in that first half. So those are all the signs of a team that is coming out a little flat.
No question. We'll see if they can recover here in the second half. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can certainly go to Facebook, search for Game of the Week here in Boston on Facebook. A lot of good stuff up on our Facebook page. You're going to also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. We got quick half times here in the BNBL.
2 minutes,
just about
that's it.
Ready to go here right? In the second half. That's right. No time for a bathroom break, water, or anything. So we're starting in the second half with Lee School with the basketball. That's Lyron Bennett, who had 8 points in the first half, along with his Tech Boston teammate, Shamar Browder. And that time it was Ezadamon with the 3, and he wasn't able to hit it. So now we'll see if Rox Star can get going here in the second half.
Let's give Cliff Reed some credit for even talking to Takora at halftime. We've had situations with coaches who are getting beaten pretty badly and don't want to talk at all. So I give him a little shout out for helping us out and talking.
No question. That was a heck of a play there by David Mitchell. He lost the ball on the way up and then tapped it to a teammate for an easy layup. Deep 3 that time from Moses Flowers. We'll see if he can get going.
Well, he's one of the better backcourt scorers. He's just been getting trapped with when he tried to drive to the basket.
First bucket of the game for Flowers. Nice feed inside from Bennett to Mitchell, and David will have 2 free throws.
The Stars bench asking for a double dribble on the play.
Mitchell knocks down the first. 7.7 rebounds for David Mitchell. Knocks down the second. You can see why Brown University likes David. I mean, he's just a very consistent player, plays very good defense, and is very versatile.
Really, really good control. Really good control. Yeah, one of the assistant coaches for Rox Stars are being warned about complaining. Not sure what officials are explaining, but it's fine to give a warning. Well, Rox Star played. Flowers fell down. May have been some contact. No foul called. So
yeah, probably asking
get
for
a
a foul
reaction
over on their bench.
Right. Ball goes back to the Rox Stars.
And, you know, because it's the first game of the season for both these teams, sometimes the officials and BNBL officials got to say, okay, guys, here's the rules of this league again. Let's set this straight in the first week. And now we got another foul inside on Lee School.
I'll be on Mitchell on the post. Problem with all these stoppages for Rox Stars, they're trying to get a flow going, try to get some back-to-back hoops, and all these whistles are really sort of hurting that chance.
Another three from the corner.
That's 2 threes here in the second half for the Rox Stars.
Yeah, that's Richard Burton knocking down that 3. Now it's as Dom went on the drive.
Drives to the basket, another foul on the drive. See if the Flowers got him. And when you're behind in BNBL by double digits, the problem with the running time.
Yeah, it starts to come into play, right?
It just seems the clock goes faster and faster and faster. But I tell you, if they hit say 3 or 4 more threes, this could get interesting. But I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like the Lee School's really taking their foot off the gas. It's just that the game slowed down with all the whistles.
Flowers.
That's gonna be a blocking foul underneath. Yeah, got bumped before he went up.
It's Desire, who was the leading scorer for Rox Star in the first half. Another foul on the Lee School.
Well, in this situation, Rox Stars don't necessarily want to get into the bonus too quickly because the clock keeps running anyway. You're just seeing too much dribbling by the Rox Stars. Going to be a foul on Lee School on the attempt to steal.
Yeah, they're calling it on Bennett when he tried for the steal. Meanwhile, most of the Lee School team, including Eric Bradshaw, thought it was a foul on Rox Star when he pulled on Bennett short.
Yeah, the whistle was late.
Good steal there from Mitchell. Now it's Browder on the other end.
Again, that length of Mitchell getting into the passing lane, knocked it away to his teammate for the easy layup. The Rox Stars, they're really just telegraphing their passes.
Runner no good that time from James. It's out to Flowers now. Moses, no good from deep. Jones going to try for the trifecta. Browder, one of the smallest players on the floor with the rebound. Bennett, as with Domwin for three.
So he likes that corner.
Second three from Edwin Eswedamwin. The up fake, nice little drive, but again,
so defense inside.
Yeah, not a clean shot at the rim. Browder. Another fancy finish from Shamar Browder and the foul.
And you get a nice lefty drive. Feels the contacts, able to spin it up.
And Browder unable to complete the three-point play, but he's got his team up by 29. Here with 12 and a half minutes left.
The traveling violation, which slipped on the floor.
There's
nice
Browder.
drive to the left, as you see the finish. Defense got there late. Contact on the shot.
Another foul inside. I think Bennett's heading back to the free throw line.
It's hard to tell if the Rox Stars in yellow, if they're just anticipating too much defensively, but they keep getting beat the first step off the dribble. There it is again.
As with Domwin with another nice drive. He's had a nice second half at the Lee School. He now has 10 points. Another turnover. And Edo Hickman's going to get 2 free throws as he was fouled on his way to the basket.
Again, strong drive. There's a body contact on the defense. A defensive effort there, but too much body.
And Lee School creating a ton of turnovers in this game. They got 14 steals here with 11 minutes left in the second half. Meanwhile, Rox Stars only have 1 steal. Great pass
nice
from
Nunez
down to Eswedamwin.
He could have put that up himself. Yeah, he had like a 3-foot shot, but found his teammate alone under the hoop. Just amazing. You're just seeing 2 teams playing so opposite. The ball moves for, watch Nunez right there. Drop down. He could have easily put that right back up. And like I was saying, you're just seeing such a contrast. The Lee School in light blue, everything's a pass to the open guy. Meanwhile, we're just having hesitation from Rox Stars, a little too much dribbling, trying to force drives that just aren't there. Like you said, all these deflections and steals just end up in easy layups.
And you're seeing the Lee School share the basketball so much better than Rox Star right now. I mean, you just that play by Nunez is the epitome of
what
the
they're
Lee School.
doing, right? Now again, I mean, one thing like Cliff Reed at halftime when talking to Cora, he did say, well, okay, Lee School, these kids have played a lot together. There's Nunez. Easily could have put that back up, but gives his teammate an easy layup.
So coming out of the timeout.
I mean, it's true these players have played together, but at the same time, you got to do a slightly better job defensively. There's Javon.
Yeah, muscle in his
size
inside.
mismatch.
Well, like I was saying earlier, if Terrence Clark is on this Rox Star team and he's just not here tonight because he is
Big
on
difference.
a roster,
Big
that's
difference.
a big difference. You
Right.
have some size, you have athletic. I mean, Terrence is a great player, so one of the better high school players in the city. He would certainly help this Rox Star team in a game like this, given more size and certainly the scoring punch that they've been lacking.
Not sure what this call was. I mean,
Yeah, it just
Rock
looked
Stars
like a
actually
clean
they
turnover.
were losing the ball out of bounds, so the player threw it back in and it went right to the Lee School player. So Rock Stars control.
Another three missed that time from Rox All-Stars. Here comes Bennett. Looked like he was going to try to dunk that one, but he does get fouled as his layup does not go down, so he'll get two more free throws.
Nice challenge defensively. That's good to see, even though you're down with 34 points, to still give the good effort. One thing about BNBL, because during the course of the summer, and we remind people every year, players go away to camps, they go away to school visits, they go on vacation, they have different job schedules. So a lot of times you end up with not your complete team, until usually the end of the playoffs.
Right.
That's when players try to work out all their other schedules so they can play in a championship game. But that's a good point you made about the Rock Stars missing one of their top players. Like I said, it could be for any number of reasons.
Sure. I mean, everybody gets busy during the summer. Yeah. It's a time of year where there's no school for any of these guys. Some of them, like you mentioned, with the jobs. Shamar Browder coming back in, camps. These two teams traveled to go play in a tournament this past weekend, so some of these other guys are playing on 3, 4, 5 different teams over the summer, which is hard to imagine, but that's how basketball is now. You've got so many players on so many different teams.
Oh, you're right. There's
sort of
tournaments
off
everywhere.
season.
Tournaments are everywhere. It's unbelievable. It's going to be a foul on the floor on the drive. It's one of the few drives the entire game where you see a Rock Star player actually beat the defender off the dribble.
Alley-oop, and that one was a little too high for him. And that one a little too far out in front of Shamar Browder. So both teams with turnovers here inside of 7 minutes left in the second half. Melvin Cuevas on the drive.
Got bailed out on that one as Javon reached in. Didn't need to. He totally had him cut off, but for some reason reached in at the end.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Melvin get going yet. I mean, he is sort of a volume scorer, and we just haven't seen him really even get a lot of opportunities in this game.
Well, it's a little frustrating. He had some early fouls, so he got pulled out of the game a couple of times. Got frustrated. a nice steal. Nope.
Going coast to coast, but the layup,
the
no
frustration
good.
continues. Just can't finish.
Now there's a
Quincy?
good finish inside.
Yeah.
And down the other end for Jones, it's knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Lee School.
The hustle by Quincy made the layup and hustled all the way back to get the deflection.
Nunez off the up fake. Tap in no good from Browder. Mitchell no good on the tap in either. And here comes Rox Star. Oh, nice feed inside to Taylor. Quincy gets it swatted away by David Mitchell. Another tough drive as Mitchell tries to deflect that shot. Now it's Browder on the other end scoring the layup. Defense creates easy baskets for this Lee School team. Cuevas on the drive and doesn't go down. Taylor there for the putback. Nunez gets it stolen away by Desire. Cuevas for three, and he's short on that one. Mitchell with the rebound.
Yeah, right now, Rox Star is just trying to get as many shots up as possible.
Nice drive by Mitchell, and again, he'll get 2 more free throws.
Nice drive by Mitchell, like you're saying. And
it's going to be interesting to see what position he plays next year in college.
well, again, it's talking about the Big East. With, I'm talking about Ivy League. So it's still Division I basketball, and he's going to have some, obviously a lot bigger players he's playing against. But I think the fact he can handle the ball pretty well is going to help him. I think he'll be probably like a small forward in some cases against certain teams as a 2 guard. Because he has the length, obviously, and it just depends on what kind of system Providence plays. He has really good defensive instincts also, which will really help him. And it's tough sometimes because a lot of times freshmen don't play much, so it really depends on who they have coming in, who they have coming back in terms of upperclassmen.
You also have, in the Ivy League, you don't see, I don't think we've ever really seen one-and-done players go to the Ivy League.
Oh, no, not meant.
So those guys are going to be there for 4 years.
Right.
So
That's what
like
I'm saying.
you said,
Yeah.
you're going to have to sit for a couple of years.
Possibly, but again, he has the physical talent, and again, what I like about him is he's plays under control for a young player a lot. And I think that's probably one of the things that Brown really liked about him. Knowing that he's very, very coachable, understands the game. He's been playing. I remember when he was younger, he had a growth spurt maybe about 4 years ago. And his father's about the same size actually. But for a long time, he wasn't sure if his son was going to be that tall.
Right.
But he did have a growth spurt, about 4 or 5 inches, and now he's definitely filled out to a collegiate player's body. I like all players. There'll be an adjustment period.
You see, too, now in all levels of basketball that a lot of coaches and styles are going away from positions 1 through 5.
Right.
They even talk about Brad Stevens with the Celtics. It's more ball handlers, wings, and bigs. That's
right.
sort of like how they
what
categorize
happens
players now.
is they want players who can play multiple positions, on both ends of the court.
Yeah, and especially defensively.
Exactly, and that's the advantage you'll have. You talk about a player that has some size, 6'3", 6'4", long, some length, good instincts, can shoot, and can handle the ball. That's the player.
Lee School now has stretched this out to a 37-point lead.
But I'll tell you, I will finish the conversation about Mitchell to say, you go to the Ivy League school, you're not going to play basketball. You're going to get a job.
Right. You're
going to get a degree and get a job.
Get a degree, get a really good job.
Make the connections.
That's right.
Networking.
The networking at those Ivy League schools is amazing.
I mean, you can have some fun playing basketball, but
sure.
Bottom line is, the degree, and then something further.
That's like this past spring when Ty Perry, former Brighton Bengals,
Oh,
signed to play with Fordham. You know, similar thing. You were hearing the same things out of him and out of Coach Coleman and Ty's family. You know, the networking up in Fordham and up in New York City or down in New York City is outstanding.
It'll be a new experience. It's a great experience to have a chance to go away. You know, just keep your head straight, get through your work, and like I said, you can. You know, the playing ball part is just fun. Get some traveling done, meet new people.
And we're just about done here at the Perkins Center.
Yeah, this one could have been called a long
let's
time
just
ago.
go.
But
and it looks like that is going to do it. Here at the Perkins Center in Dorchester, the Lee School takes down Rox Star 119-59-21. As we mentioned in the open, these two teams played over the weekend in a tournament where Rox Star actually beat this Lee School team. We've said before, maybe this Rox Star team has missed some players for this game here in BNBL because we see that all the time, but certainly they came out flat and just had a tough time from the get-go and never really recovered.
Well, first, 7 minutes of the game, like we said before, Lee School had 9 steals and virtually turned it all into points. Rox Stars had either none or one, and that's how the score opened up so quickly. It took Rox Stars almost 12 minutes to even score their first points.
That's right.
And I guess the Lee School team, you're just not going to come back with the kind of length and quickness they have. I mean, first week of the season, but we know that at least one Lee School team is ready to make another championship run.
That's no question there. Certainly both teams have the talent, and we'll see if these teams, either improve or regress as the season goes on. But it is week 1, so you just never know from week to week here in the BNBL. Folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have our final stats from this game and an interview with the MVP of Game of the Week here this evening. Make sure you stick around.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Got a quarter?
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to the Perkins Community Center in Dorchester. At the conclusion of game of the week, the Lee School takes down Rox Star 119 in the boys 18 and under division here in week 1 of the Boston Neighborhood Basketball League. And a lot of players from this Lee School team had some great games. You know, we talked about David Mitchell a lot because of the type of player he is. He had a double-double tonight. We saw Lyron Bennett from Tech Boston had a nice game. But Shamar Browder just throughout the game just steadily kind of made baskets, created turnovers, and made a lot of plays.
Well, turnovers, that's key. He used his quickness. He was shutting off driving lanes, getting deflections, getting steals for easy baskets for his team. You're right. He scored, rebounded, but most importantly, he defended.
That's right. Shamar with an excellent game tonight. He is our MVP, and he is with our sideline reporter, Takora McIntyre. Takora, take it away.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm joined here with Shamar Broder, MVP. You had a really solid game. What was your mindset coming into the game?
My mindset coming into the game was just like, we play with Eric all the time. We know it's always defense. If you keep on playing defense, you're going to win this game. And that's how it is straightforward every game.
That would explain all your steals. So talk about your goals for BNBL during the summer individually.
Since it's almost about to be my last year, I plan on winning this championship, everything, championship. For the last 2 years of me playing, I want to just win.
All right, thanks, Shamar. Really good game. All right, I'm joined here with Coach Eric. Eric, I know you talked about what this game means to you, and you guys got with the win. Tell me what the win means for you tonight.
Really not as a regular season game, but just that over the weekend they had beat us in another tournament, and there was a lot of stuff I know some social media was said about us that's really not true. We're the 4-time champions, and then they kind of like disrespect us. So the game was a statement to them that we're still here. Like, we ain't going nowhere.
All right, so when a blowout like this, what do you tell your team to focus on? When the score is so high, do you tell them to individually focus on different things, or do you tell the team to focus on anything?
No, it's mostly just our defense. And then our offense, don't make bad decisions. Like Allen had a couple of bad decisions he usually doesn't make. But then when you got David and Javon to clean it up, new addition to Edo really helped us out. I know Shamar's going to get steals. So just let's make sure we have a good possession every time down. And no matter what we do on the offensive end, we still got to play defense. And that's our mindset.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Takora. Takora McIntyre is certainly no stranger to the MVP interview. She's usually on the other side of the microphone as the MVP of a game. But Takora doing a great job tonight. But like Coach Bradshaw said, defense helps create all those easy baskets.
Right, that's always the case. And that's why it's strange when for people who've never seen Eric on the sideline as a coach, a lot of times he'll be up 15, 20 points, call timeout because there's a bad defensive play. And like I said, first time seeing him, you don't understand it. But he impresses it so much on his team that eventually they all learned that if I want to get my playing time, I've got to defend first and the offensive end is secondary.
Right. Right. I mean, that's certainly, we've seen that from a lot of successful high school teams in the city before. Teams like Tech Boston this past season. Brighton's always thought that way. So it's certainly New Mission in their years when they won state championships, and that defense is always what wins games. So you saw that here tonight for the Lee School. Let's take a look at the final stats from this game before we sign off from the Perkins Center. And first up, it's going to be the stats from the Rox Star.
Yeah.
And they weren't much Rox Stars tonight.
I was just going to say everything's in single digits. Now, you hardly ever see that in any basketball game. Desir with 5, Taylor with 3 rebounds. Taylor did have 9 rebounds. Desir with 4 rebounds, and then you only have 3 assists between James and Flowers. Not much going at all for the Rox Stars from beginning to end.
Now let's take a look at the Lee School's final.
Meanwhile, for the Lee School, you see some spread out. You got Brado with the 16. Ito gets his 14 points, 11 rebounds for Mitchell. Brado with 4 rebounds and then 3 assists for each Nunez and David Mitchell.
So everything spread around there for the Lee School, and we saw scores 16-11. I think there were a few scores with 10, and I know Bennett had double digits as well. So you probably had 4 or 5 guys in double digits for this Lee School team, and that's
the game was over early. That, unfortunately for everybody, but that's first 10 minutes where Rockstars didn't even score a point. And Lee School, not only were they scoring, but they're scoring so easily.
That's right.
A deflection, a rebound, an offensive rebound, a hustle play to a loose ball, all ending up with either a layup or an open 3. They actually made a couple of threes in that early run when they were shutting out the Rox Stars.
That's right. And you certainly saw Lee School get off to a good start, Rox Stars not so much, and that continued throughout the rest of the game. So, folks, I want to thank you for joining us here tonight for this game at the Perkins Center. If you want to watch this game again, you can go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the high school football, high school basketball games are up there. These BNBL games will be up there as well. You can also follow us on Facebook. We're going to post links to the games on Facebook. A lot of good videos there as well. A lot of information about upcoming games. So make sure you like us on Facebook. And you can follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. First week is down here for the Boston Neighborhood Basketball League. We're going to be right back next week with another regular season game at a different site here in the city. So make sure you take a look next week on BNN and Boston City TV. For right now, we're going to say so long from the Perkins Center in Dorchester. Take care, everybody.